Well, all right now. The wedding is over, so we can commence to kicking Ellie's ass. Y'all ready to talk about it? Cue the music. Oh yes, bitches and hoes. I'm back.
I'll drop a player like it's nothing, it ain't working out. Now no debate or fuck discussion, bitch, I'm walking out. My time is money, I ain't loving, let you toast it out. Flip my weave and walk it out, look how I just bossed it out. Now come on baby, why you bugging, we can't talk it out. I keeps it moving, I ain't tripping, lost another spouse. I'm just a boss, it's in my blood, no I won't scream or shout. Grabbing my keys.
Cause oh yes, bitches and hoes, I'm back. Back with another video. We here to discuss Brat Loves Judy Season 2, Episode 6. And we gonna call this, at what point is we kicking Ellie's ass? Cause I mean, girl spent, what, almost 200,000 over budget? I'm not talking about 200,000. At what point are we planning to kick Ellie's ass? Like, when are we gonna plan the date, the time, what we gonna wear, you know, how we gonna pull up and how the interaction gonna go before one of us swing? Cause that's where I'm at with it. But let's get into the episode. So the episode opens up, Judy and Brat arrives home from their vacation / honeymoon. The dogs is waiting, girl. They arrive home. Brat already misses the view out where they was. I can't remember where they was, but the view was gorgeous. They showed her pictures. And I guess the camera crew came a little bit and got a couple of, you know, shots of footage. So as they're talking about what happened on the honeymoon, they're actually playing a lot of it in the doggone clips. So now... So they both say they missed the view and they also missed the hotel, and they show that in the clip. And then Brat said she loved the food, the drinks, the private chef. They had a fire breather down there at the dinner. They had massages. She said they made love on the yacht. And Judy was hot and beautiful. Girl, please, everybody make love. Well, at least everybody get smashed. That's all I can say. She said, but they was just ready to sit in paradise. You know, they ain't even ready. They weren't even ready to come back. But the first thing they noticed when they finally was getting their stuff out of the car was the Cadillac Escalade has been wrecked on the side. And Judy said it looked like somebody tried to wash it off so they couldn't notice. Girl, all on the step stool and on the side of the truck. So now they like, what the hell? So they go inside. The dog's extremely happy to see him. They jumping all over him. And then they see a sign on the door that says, please check the theater and call Bella. So in my mind, I'm like, oh, they must have a surprise for him or something. You know, yeah, it's going to be cute. Like I have, you know, a congratulations surprise or something. Girl, they go back down to that goddamn theater. Brat was like, dude, should we call Bella first? Judy was like, let's just go in. Girl found out all the floors is ripped up out of the studio. Ain't no floors, fat. Ain't no floors. So then there's a sign say, your laundry room leaked, I guess, a pipe burst or something down into the doggone laundry room, but call Bella. So now at this point, they're like, what the entire F? We find out that Judy says that she renovated every room in her house except the 2 rooms that's messed up right now. So now they already done gone over budget with the wedding. They've already went on this vacation. Now she's going to have to pay a lot of money to get these 2 rooms fixed. And when I tell you, like, the walls were, like, done. And my question is, y'all left Bella in charge and all of this happened? Because if so, she would never be in charge of nothing at all. I would rather hire dog walkers to come in my house to walk them little dogs than to have Bella be in charge. If all of this happened under her watch, we got questions because this don't even make no sense. So they call Bella and they're like, Bella, what's going on? So Bella says, well, first of all, in regards to the truck, I got into a little accident. And I'm just like, y'all just gonna let that smooth over? Anyway, she said she got into an accident. And then she says, when as pertaining to the house, she said that basically the floor is gone, girl, upstairs and downstairs. Because Brat was like, what the hell? All the floor gone? Like, what's going on? She said, girl, they had to take out the drywall, the walls, the wet walls, because that got flooded too. The floors, the concrete. Girl, they took out everything. And they did that in the laundry room as well. They go upstairs and see that they done took out the baseboards. And it's just like, what happened? Like Brat said, we've been washing clothes just fine and they had this issue. Why is it that when we come home now, all of this is happening? Brat even said, look, girl, you spent $100,000 on a vacation for me. Now, that ain't love. I don't know what it is. $100,000? Girl, I know this girl who be booking trips online and she can get you there for 10. And that's expensive, $100,000, but y'all did have a private beach though. Girl, we'd have been making love all, oh, girl, a private beach, girl, please. We'd have been filming porno out there. That's my opinion. But you know, that's what I'm saying. So Brat is done. Brat is like, this is some bullshit. But my thing is, I know Bella, you're a partner, but at what point is you gonna cuss Bella out? Because we need to find out what happened while y'all was on vacation. Brat was like, look, girl, I'm about to book us some flights so we can get back to the doggone vacation, because this is just too much. They came home and blitzed and ready to be married and a couple, all to find out they done tore the whole damn house and the car up. Girl, we still ain't get to find out what actually happened, but I'm hoping we do here in the future. So they go downstairs, and basically Judy says that she should talk to Ella. Judy was like, or Ellie, whatever her name is. Judy tells Brat, girl, you should talk to Ellie, because all this stuff is going on with her going over the budget. We got to have a conversation. Brat was like, I feel you, but I got to go to the studio. So then Judy was like, well, what you got to go to the studio for? She was like, I thought you were done with the album. She was like, I mean, I could be done, but I want to have 5 more albums. And she was kind of just, 5 more songs, I'm sorry. She was just basically trying to explain how it works. She make 20 songs, and then they pick the 10 out of the best, 20, and then they go from there. So she wants to do at least 5 more songs. But in my opinion, I think Brat just don't want to even be around Ellie, because I feel like Brat gonna try to put hands and feet on her behind that money. Although it wasn't Brat's, it's the principle. You understand what I'm saying? So Brat was like, look, girl, I got stuff to do. I ain't gonna be able to make it. So now Judy was like, girl, look, I'm scared to get on the scale. All that bread I ate real good out there. Brat then starts to talk about her weight loss and says that she got to do it before they have the baby. And she said she want to look good for her album, because she said, the girls be eating you up when you put an album out, a project out, and you're looking crazy. So Brat trying to get herself together, but Judy wants to preserve the bouquets that they had. Brat said, girl, they did. Go ahead and put them in the book like black people. It's basically what she said. So we move to the next scene. They take the dogs for a walk, because this is how they're going to start their weight loss journey. They say they never really walk the dogs. They normally just let them out on that big ass property they got and let the dogs just pee and poo everywhere, having flies come by, Hopefully they got somebody to clean all that up. But they just let the dogs out. But now they're going to start to walk the dogs, because that's going to upstep or up-jump their weight loss journey. At least that's what they think. So Brat asked what happened at the wedding. And Judy was like, girl, look, your sister gave us a plaque. Girl, that's what I called it. A plaque. She said it was nice, though. It was thoughtful. It said grace. And see, this is where Judy was being, funny and being shady. And I'm here for it. Fat. Judy said she got it done in such a short period of time. Because she went down there to the Marshalls and the TJ Maxx to get that doggone plaque, girl. The grace was already on there. Girl, please. But it was funny, though. I saw what you did there, Judy. I'm here for it. I saw what you did. But Judy basically was like, girl, look. She got it done real fast. Like, it was just something that, I didn't expect to get done so fast. I did, because they sell them at at Michael's. Yeah, for $8.99. I expected it. That's just me. But anyway, Judy basically feels like the plaque said grace, but she feels like Lisa Ray should give Brat grace, because basically Brat don't answer no negative questions about her sister. She don't dodge nothing. I mean, she dodges a lot of questions that's negative, yet your sister Lisa don't do that. Like, she wants to be real, and she claims that she wants to just, be who she is, and she is who she is. She don't act when the camera's off and all that stuff. Girl, please. But Judy's whole idea is she needs to give you the grace that she's expecting to get in return, basically. But, Brat's like, well, she really just felt left out of our relationship. Duh. That's why only 2 of y'all in the relationship. Did she have you all up in the business when she was married to that man? The one who was I don't know if he was an ambassador, a prince, some kind of doggone person where she was a princess, or I don't know what the hell her title was. Was you all in their relationship step by step? I doubt it. Girl, Brat, listen. Stop it. But I get it. You're trying to help out for your sister, but she should not have been in the process of you and your new relationship. That's not how that works. Sorry. Judy brings up the fact that Brat should carry the baby. And she was like, do you really want to do it? And you know what? Brat agreed. Brat was like, yep, I do it. And she was like, are you sure? She was like, yeah, I do it. Judy's biggest concern is she don't know if Brat's going to have time with the music and basically explain the process of what it is to have a baby. Like, oh yeah, it's not 9 months, it's 40 weeks, which is 10 months. And then you got your postpartum, and you got to raise the baby and breastfeed and all that stuff. That can basically take about up to 2 years to get you right back where you want to be. So we move to the next scene. Brat is in the studio talking to, I guess it was her engineer, And she starts talking about how the album is going to have a freestyle about her bankruptcy. She said because everybody thought she filed because she was on bankruptcy. Well, everybody thought she was on bankruptcy because she was broke. She wasn't on bankruptcy for that. She was on bankruptcy because the judge was trying to take her ass to jail because they didn't like rappers. So she said she had to file bankruptcy, but letting y'all know she out. So I said, oh, she had to pay that girl before she get on TV and have this big elaborate wedding with her wife. So she's out of bankruptcy. Go ahead on. Brat then brings up the wedding and how it went over budget because the dude was like, it was super nice, like the flowers and all that. It was really, really nice. And she's letting him know, look, I love Ella, but she got to pay her some of this money back. The heifer went way over budget, almost $200,000 over budget. She's gonna have to pay her some of that money back. I'm with you on that, Brat, because I don't know. But anyway, they set an album release date. She said she's gonna have an R&B, or she's gonna put R&B in her album because she is an R&B baby. She's a gospel music baby, and she wants everybody to know she's not a one-trick pony. We didn't think you was after the recent coming out. Anyway, but yeah, she basically says that she's trying to do something different and give everybody something that they really gonna enjoy. But then she starts to talk about the baby. Because old boy was like, man, I heard about y'all making an announcement about having a baby. And she was like, yeah, actually, we about to start that process like now. And dude was like, well, shit, what about, you know, the album and all that stuff? You know, you're going to have the tours and dates and all that stuff. You're going to have to perform. How you going to do that if you're pregnant or if you just had a baby? Like, what are you going to do? Brat's whole thing is, look, a lot of the bad bitches in the industry done this. Cardi, Nicki, who else? Who she said? Janet, because, you know, that's her good friend, her good Judy. Janet, Haley, all the hoes in the industry do it. Brat said she gonna do it. She said she done finally found the love of her life, done found the connection she ain't never had, and she's gonna do everything this time. She's not just gonna put one thing on the side so she can focus on that, or put this to the side to make sure that this get taken care of. Brat wants to do whatever Brat wants to do, and she gonna do it. And you know what, Brat? I know you're 50 years old, but go ahead and get pregnant, fat. You deserve that. You deserve that swollen ankles, the cankles. You deserve the Charlie horses in the middle of the night. You deserve all of that. And you know what? If that's what you want, I'm here for it. Go get it. I don't blame you, Brat. You determined and you should do it. We move to the next scene. So Brat and Judy arrives to the smoothie bar by this girl, Tiffany. She does basically weight loss smoothies. Judy is basically surprising Brat by bringing her there to see if she can help her because she knows she's got the album and all that stuff coming up. So Judy basically lets us know she lost 22 pounds in 14 days drinking these smoothies. But the problem is she was on a toilet all day long. I bet you was. That's a lot of weight to lose in 14 days. So when Brat walks in and everybody's like surprised, she was like, what are you doing here? Basically, the girl introduced the products to Brat and was like, listen, this is a commitment. I feel like you can do it. I know you got an album coming up. This will be the best thing for you. And she had all the products ready for Brat. Brat was like, listen, I'm just more worried about having to go so much. And like Judy said, she can't go as much when she's working because she works on the radio. She can't get up every 5 minutes. So the girl was like, cool, just start on Saturday because you're off Saturday and Sunday. And then that way you'll kind of like be okay by the time Monday comes around. So Brat is excited. Brat was like, you know what? I'm going to do this. I'm going to make the commitment. And I'm going to do this and ask Judy if she's going to be her accountability partner. Judy said yeah. But the whole time Judy is texting Ella. Judy is texting Ella saying, hey, can we meet up, yada, yada, yada. And Ella was like, cool. Now, Brat was like, girl, you on your phone? What is going on? Like, come on, now chill. But basically, she's wanting Judy to confirm that she's going to be there for her and make sure she has her accountability. And Judy says, I ain't going to buy no more ice cream overnight and all that stuff. We really going to stick to the process. So Judy and them gets in the car and they basically talk about how they haven't had to sit down and talk with Ella yet. So Judy basically feels like they haven't had to sit down with Ella yet to talk about how over budget they was. Brat was like, you don't think she knew? You really don't think she knew how much over the budget she was? You gotta be crazy if you don't. Basically, Brat is like, girl, we could have bought a house in Atlanta, a nice one. Listen, for $500K, girl, y'all could have got a nice house. A nice one. But she said we could have bought a house, we could have bought cars, we could have bought a whole bunch of stuff. She said, but I'm not the one to give people second chances. That's you. I don't do that. But so they got a flashback of them talking to her when they were, allowing her to be the planner. And she was like, you know, last time was really messed up and I apologize and it won't happen again. And you know, maybe I just bit off a little bit more than I could chew, but I want you to know that you can trust me moving forward. Well, girl, you spent $180,000 on flowers and half of them was fake. Somebody out there in the world make it make sense, because it don't. It really don't. It really don't make sense. And in my mind, I'm just like, at some point, like Brat said, fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. Judy, shame on you. Why didn't you just get somebody to jump out? I would have jumped them. I would have went for them. For you. Broke as I am? Girl, please. I'd have been down. I would have took this ponytail out so she can't take it out. Yeah. Braided my hair to the back like a nigga. Girl, I'd have been down there. What is you saying? You could have called me, Judy. But anyway, they feels like that. They basically feel like the wedding that Ella planned was not about them. It was about the show. It was about the people, the guests, everybody but them two. So they're both on the same page with that. It's just that Brat don't want no parts of it. Brat was like, I'm not going to talk to her. I got stuff to do anyway. You go handle that yourself. So Judy is left to do it by herself. Judy, that's your so-called friend, right? So go ahead on. I don't blame him. And you know Brat don't like confrontation, so whatever. So Judy's whole thing is every invoice that Ellie sent to her, she sent them straight to her assistant, Judy's assistant. She said because she just knew that they were in budget. Well, see, Judy, you dropped the ball too. Because see, you just signing checks in okaying purchases, not knowing that you should have assigned somebody to keep up with the budget. Honestly, you could have had your assistant do that. I would have just had somebody solely there to watch the budget and be the alarm when things go over. Like Brat said, I could see 50K, but 180K? Like, that doesn't even make sense. Like, what is going on? So basically, she was saying she was giving all the invoices to her assistant, thinking that everything was going good. She said, and how weddings work, which I know a lot of people might not know this, but you put deposits down on everything, but you don't pay the full until the actual event. Which means, if you scheduled something for $100,000 and they say give me a $20,000 deposit the day of the wedding, the people want the other 80. So by that time, there was no turning back on it. Judy had to pay all these people who are saying that they needed all this money. But see, the way scammers work, she could have been working with a couple of them companies to get a couple of dollars. That's just my opinion. I don't know. But Brat said she wanted her on a payment plan. Brat was like, girl, why you playing? She need to be on a payment plan. I don't care how long it take her, but she need to pay her some of this money back. I am so with Brat. It ain't no sorry. Like Brat said, it ain't no I'm sorry. This is bigger than I'm sorry. Fat got to give us some of that money back. Judy, you better tell her. But she said she ain't going to be mean to her when she see her, but she wants some of that money back, as she should. We move to the final scene, girl. So Judy arrives to lunch with Ellie, whatever her name is. And immediately, Ellie apologizes for putting a lot of stress on Judy the day of her wedding. She said it was unneeded, unwarranted. I apologize. My bad. I should have done better. But this is the thing. That's small fries to a giant. But let's address it. So Judy was like, we already told you that we had a horrible experience with this lady at the doggone bridal place. I literally said I didn't like her energy. I didn't want to deal with her. Why would you then override what I said and invite her to the doggone venue? So then Ellie's whole response was, it slipped my mind. It kind of like, slipped me a little bit because I had basically told everybody that I wanted them to come. I just forgot to uninvite her. I bet you did, Ellie. I bet you did. But see, in my mind, Judy, that's an excuse. And I personally wouldn't want to hear no excuses. Now, y'all supposed to be friends outside of this business stuff. Why is you doing this? Like, why would she even think? Listen, I have a friend. If I have a friend and I do business, anything that my friend needs is going to be anything that I do for my friend, is going to be within the best interest of my friend. If my friend say my budget is $250, but bitch, I'm going to give you an extra $50 to go over and I'll go over that, I'm really trying to stay toward $250. Number one, because you're giving me the opportunity. And number two, you my friend. I don't want to see you messed up. You know what I'm saying? So, and I don't care how much money she has. She can have trillions. I still will stay where you want me to stay because you are my friend. That's how I would think, right? But for Ellie to just everything slip her and she don't remember, it's just asinine to me. That just don't make no sense. Now, that's supposed to be your friend. I hope y'all not using this friend word loosely with this whole she's my friend, because real friends wouldn't have screwed you over $180,000. I'm sorry. 130, I'm sorry. They wouldn't have made $130,000 mistake, period. But Ellie says she understands, you know, and she's going to try to make it better. But in my opinion, Judy, you be the damn fool even dealing with her. Judy goes on to say that the wedding was beautiful, but she feels like it was a show. Like, it wasn't about Brat and Judy. It was about, like, the theatrics of it, the show. And she says she feels like Ellie used her wedding to put on the Ellie production. Basically to show the world what she could do in 2 weeks. Now, I ain't gonna lie. Ain't nothing wrong with that mindset as long as you guys are the focal point. In this instance, y'all weren't. Even to the point where it didn't matter how much over she went to show, hey, I'm that bitch. She did it. Now, at y'all expenses, she's already got her name out there. Girl gonna be getting booked all over the world. But y'all better watch your credit card. Put somebody on her because she gonna be doggone spending all your money. That's all I'm saying. It's gonna look good, but she gonna spend all your money and half your flowers gonna be fake. But anyway, basically Judy feels like it was just a beautiful show. Judy feels like she didn't listen to them about what they wanted. Basically, she had it in her mind what she wanted. And then she also says that she didn't stay within the parameters that she set because they went from $200,000 to $330,000 to $508,000. That's $500,000 freaking dollars that was supposed to be only $250,000. Girl. See, I would have put hands and feet on Ellie. I'm sorry. That's too much money. That's too much money. But then she said, Ellie, oh, I see that in retrospect. I bet you do. I bet you see it in hindsight too. Yeah, because it's in the back. But Judy feels like the extra money went into everybody else enjoying the wedding and not them. Basically, she says, you put on the Ellie event. It wasn't our wedding. So now Ellie says the timeline was an issue because she coming up with doggone excuses. Well, it was 2 weeks. I had to do this and da-da-da-da. Girl, we didn't ask you all that. All we asked you is how the hell you go $100,000 and something over the budget. See, that's what you don't want to answer. You want to give excuses on why. You should be telling us, no, not excuses on why you did it. That's my opinion. But this is where it kind of turned for me. And I was just like, what? Did we just not have a whole conversation? So Judy was like, I don't know where we're going to go from here because we're friends. You know, we've been friends. And I don't know if we should leave the business on the side and just be friends or, you know, because we can't do both. So Ellie was like, well, listen, I love you and Judy. I mean, you and Brat. Y'all are my sisters. So I would rather us not do business no more and us just be friends. Of course you would. You just made $200,000. Duh. Why wouldn't you? But then she goes in to say, so... no, Judy starts off by saying, well, you know, Brat is having a album release party, but I don't know if I should have Ellie to plan it. You ain't tired of getting robbed? Because if not, can I come over there and rob you for a little bit too? I'm going to say I groom dogs. Bring your dogs over here. I charge $1,000 a dog. Meanwhile, I'm going to bring them down to where I take my dog and it costs $40 a dog. Let me come get your dogs, if that's what it is. If you just like getting scammed, Judy, call me. Let me take all 5 of them dogs down there to the groomer. It's $1,000 a piece. That's all I'm saying. It's $1,000. So then Ella then goes on to ask about the baby, and she was like, I really want to be there for you guys when y'all start this whole process. And then Judy was like, I got an ex-beautiful girl. How did you go from questioning this girl about spending $200,000 extra of your money into, I don't know, let's move on and see how we're going to move forward as friends? You need a friend that bad? Because if so, you got a friend in me. Say what I said. Anyway, y'all drop down in the comments and let me know what y'all thought about this week's episode. I wish Judy wasn't so nice. I get it. I love that she's nice, but she's too nice. And I wish Brat wasn't so humble. Maybe the jail time and the bankruptcy got Brat humble. Because we know she ain't. She popped that girl upside the head with the Hennessy bottle. We know that. So, girl, look. I'm going to need one of y'all to turn gangster. At least one of y'all. And if y'all not going to do it, find somebody who will. I volunteered. Anyway, drop down in the comments and let me know what y'all thought about this week's episode. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. And I'll see you hoes later. Bye.